this and it's kind of fallen off the back of my ears. It's kind of still on.
You want duct tape?
What's up?
You want duct tape?
Maybe. All right. Tremaine, what's up? Let's check a couple of options here.
Heck yeah. I've never seen a speedrun of this game before, until now.
All right, I think we're gonna be okay.
Lives
will
remaining 9.
Just remember, Cap, this is the first time I've ever watched a speedrun of this. So
One of my favorite things about this game is actually that half of the options are not available until you're actually in the intro stage. But we should be okay.
That actually is very true. It's really annoying.
Yeah. So, this is Mighty Number 9. For anyone here who doesn't actually know, this game was kickstarted, was it like in 2013 or 2014?
13.
Somewhere around.
It was, and what's his name? Kane? I can't...
Kenji Inafune.
It's Inafune.
Inafune-san.
So, he was the director of the Mega Man series for a long time. Capcom basically has given up on Mega Man for a little while here, so he kickstarted a game that is similar to, but legally distinct from Mega Man. This game got a lot of flack on the internet for its many delays. There's a lot of bugs around this game. I don't want to go too much into that now because actually the gameplay itself is pretty good.
I agree.
So we're going to go through it. We're going to hope it goes well. Let's get started here.
Godspeed.
What's up? So hopefully this will actually...
be voice acting today?
We have voice acting turned on. I don't actually normally play with the voice acting. It's in English, so apologies if you know it and don't like it. We're playing on the normal difficulty. I will say, I want to say it's at least hard in Maniac. You actually start with all the weapons. It's basically New Game Plus. Don't quote me on that exactly, but I know it's something like that.
I believe you're right on that one.
Yeah.
And it's a one-hit KO.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh my goodness, no.
I'm going to try this one more time.
Like
Are any of them one-hit KO? Because that's just too crazy. Let's just do with this and it'll look dumb for a while. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
So the plot of this game is that there's a bunch of robots and they're kind of fighting each other. We paused the game before the cutscene started because it lets us do that, not because we want to, and we're just mashing start to skip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds logical.
So as we open this game, a bunch of robots seem to have gone Maverick or something like that. We get this little tutorial section at first where we don't actually have the dash, and it's just sort of learn to move and shoot and just jump and stuff.
May I say that this tutorial does not represent the gameplay, the difficulty of the gameplay at all.
That's true.
I don't know. This is too easy, and the game is actually not.
Well, I actually really do appreciate that this is like not a Beck, jump, do this. It's actually just letting you kind of feel it out.
It lets you work on your own.
So as soon as you stun this enemy, we can start dashing, and now the speedrun begins.
Heck yeah.
Gotta go fast.
So now, for optimal dashing, do you actually have to time your dashes or just spam the button?
There's a little bit of time, but I'm basically just spamming it.
Anyway.
So you're seeing some enemies kind of turn blue, and then I'm dashing into them. That's the basic mechanic of the game. You shoot enemies a few times, they kind of get stunned, and you can jump into them and absorb them. If you get blue guys enough times, I'll get this little circle under my life meter that's basically an E-tank.
Yeah.
E-tanks.
If you get a yellow one, it supposedly raises your defense, but I haven't really tested that. If you get a green one, you move faster. And if you get a red one, your shot changes a little bit. And you can get more than one. I shouldn't have done that, actually.
No regrets.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, congrats on your E-tank.
Thank you. So when you see anything that's kind of got that nice little purple outline to it, those are insta-kill spikes. And just like Mega Man 1, iframes mean nothing to those spikes.
Okay, that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I know, right? There's Patch. Shoutouts to Eddie.
Shout out to Eddie.
Patch is generally at the end of stages to give us stuff, and here's a boss. There's nothing much to this. Bosses, you basically hit them enough times, and when they get that stun, it's purple. It doesn't give you anything except weapon energy. There's some thought as to whether or not pure mashing, or there's more of a time to it, is actually faster on the bosses. I'm still just mashing as fast as I can on them. so whatever.
I would say probably opt.
Now, I will point out here, it gives us a stage time here. Our in-game time at the end is going to be the sum of all the minutes and seconds. It's going to drop all the fractions of a second.
Okay.
So that makes verification fun because you basically go back through and add up all those fractions of a second.
My apologies.
Yeah, kind of sucks. Some people do like a punch-out style. At least I'm told it's like punch-out, like manual splitting, where they just sit on that screen, type in a live split. Oh, I got a 157.25.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we're using in-game time because across different consoles, load times are so drastically different and bad. It's the only good way to compare it is to just use the in-game time.
Sure.
So who likes Mega Man X6?
I do.
So Mega Man X6, there's this glitch where if you do a certain maneuver on top of a platform and it falls out from under you, you're invincible.
Yo, what I missed?
We just did that.
Unbelievable. You know what? This game. You know, this would have been a lot. Had I known this in my blind playthrough, this would have made this game a lot easier. Why didn't you
Yeah, I
tell
know,
me, Mr.
right?
Cab?
Because you said no spoilers.
I never said that actually. You assumed.
Alright, I do want that red power. Now, that only lasts until we either do another one of these backdashes, or we get through a boss door like we just did.
Okay.
We switch weapons. I think climbing up a ledge a certain way also cancels it. So either way, we're not invincible right now.
I see. Unfortunate.
But it was really nice to get through the first half of that stage cleanly.
Good run.
Now, this is the second one of these we've seen. So there's a lot of just enemy rush rooms throughout the game where you just basically stand there and kill all their enemies. What?
Ooh. Tough luck.
I should also mention, like, there was a beta release of this game that was basically a year after Kickstarter, maybe not even. I forget when exactly.
Basically, yeah.
This was the first stage that was actually released for this game,
It was.
and nothing has really changed in it,
Not one bit.
which is not bad, actually. This stage is actually not bad.
Yeah, I think it was pretty fair in terms
Damn
of
it.
difficulty. It's my first stage in my blind playthrough.
I might get health for marathon safety here.
You have anything.
So here's a shortcut.
Nice.
A little extra health there, just in case. I actually do like to take a lot of damage in this boss fight, so having high health is important for me.
Understandable.
Really glad I wasn't holding down when I dashed there, because you can dash down in this game.
You can?
You can.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that later too.
Oh.
So here's Battalion, Mighty Number 5. He basically has some magnet missiles here, and he basically jumps around and shoots at us. Shoutouts to voice acting. So every major
voice.
boss in this game has a desperation attack. This is insta kill for this guy. I don't know why he always jumps away from you after that. Also, pushing select also uses an E-tank, so you don't have to actually pause to go see it.
Space for select.
So Beck, in all of his like absorbing of enemies and everything, has some sort of filter that basically removes the malicious software, or whatever that's making these guys turn evil, whatever you want to call it. So every time you beat a boss, they actually turn back good.
You mean
But you
they're
still get their weapon from absorbing a lot of them. So Battalion's weapon is basically like flash bombs from Mega Man 8. They're just a massive explosion, and they're lots of fun.
This weapon owns.
This weapon does own.
So it's your go-to weapon.
So early on in this game, there were two routes. One was Battalion first, the other was actually Brandish, the third boss we're going to fight first. And, well, these are just overpowered. So let's go. We have some explosives. Now we're going to go fight a guy that throws rocks around. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
Not one bit.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Okay.
Let's hope we don't die.
I like this.
Well, we didn't die, but we're not invincible either, so
How are you supposed to do this stage if you don't have the missile thing?
slower.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you can get the invincibility glitch off of that guy's crate.
Oh, that's neat.
We're gonna try and get it one more time here. And we didn't get it. So now we have to be careful.
Sometimes I just want to go faster.
It does make this a little slower. It is possible to get in between these two drills right now,
Oh, man.
but it's a little risky, and we want to keep the marathon moving, so we're just gonna go.
He dashed down.
So I like getting that red power up here. It makes it so that this one missile will kill this guy, or stun him at least. So you can get up here, and we're gonna get this cycle a little early. That's a tight jump.
Yo.
It's
Whoa.
also possible to go underneath that platform and still make it to the gap.
I think in my casual playthrough I went underneath.
Oh, God.
Now, I should also mention, every time I absorb an enemy, it gives me weapon energy back. This does include bosses when I stun them, so that's good.
That is really good.
So also, any mighty number that is the weakness of the boss of the current stage, they'll show up and help you in the stage you're in. That's why battalion's here. So now we're gonna fight totally not Guts Man.
Not one bit. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's just killing him, dude.
So it is possible to actually get him caught underneath that pillar and crush him, which is kind of interesting in its own right.
Really?
I haven't actually gotten that to happen in a run myself, but I've seen others do it.
Is it like an instant death for him?
It does. It is.
Nice.
Does
Good
it
flavor.
soft
You can win. No, you win the fight. He gets crushed.
Good flavor.
Wow.
So now we get his bulldozer attack out of this,
They're my boss.
which I will probably eventually call the Guts Dozer, whether or not I want to.
Unbelievable.
It's actually kind of fun to use.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Give it a chance here. Give it a chance.
Alright. I'll give it a chance to see you use it, I guess.
So now that we beat Totally Not Guts Man, we're gonna fight the guy with swords who's gonna try and cut us up.
Yeah.
Wait, this.
You gotta come up with better lines here, Cab.
I
I'm
know.
not impressed so far.
I know. It's a work in progress.
Alright. You gotta be a cut above the rest.
I was really hoping Slice Mage would be in chat right now, honestly.
Oh.
So, there is a little bit of lag every time you absorb an enemy, so all the single ones that we're passing through, I just let him pass. And every time you get, like, more than one, it actually, like, works like a multiplier for how much energy you get out of it. This is feeling a little slow.
I do
Alright,
like
we're
the-
good.
I like the level design of this level. I think it's really neat.
I think there's actually Ego Raptor in this state somewhere.
Really.
Pay attention to the background.
What's up, Slow Games? Whoop.
Oh. Low bridge.
So here's another one of these forced encounters. Enemy rushes, whatever you want to call them. This stage is actually pretty slow at the end, despite being on a high-speed highway that insta-kills you.
The irony. I haven't mentioned how much I love the missile.
The music's not bad, actually. It is possible to actually turn off the voice acting, turn off all those quick clears, turn off a whole bunch of other things, but we're going to keep them on.
I don't know if I agree with that decision.
There's a one up over here. We have 9 lives already because it's an option. And honestly, people use it a lot for practice, and I just kept it on.
Well, what's the official rules when you're submitting a speed run?
Honestly, we just kind of kept it right now for if you have 9 lives on, we don't really care.
Okay.
If only because most people just keep it on for practice.
I see.
Although I think we're keeping the door open right now for like if people start just because once you die there's a death abuse and everything else. We're kind of keeping the door open because the game's new for
Yeah.
if you death abuse too much and now you're like
Isn't
basically taking up minutes of real time.
Isn't the default option like 2 lives?
It is.
I feel like that should be it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I'm not a runner.
it basically boils down to for now. If
Yeah.
you're dying, you're already losing time. So
That's fair. Understandable.
That said, every time you die, and yes, this is an auto-scroller, yay.
Yeah.
Every time you die, Patch, the Eddie robot in this game that gives you power-ups at the end, does give you more and more stuff and actually appears in more places in the stage.
That's true. That's fair.
So, it's possible it might be worthwhile to die a bunch in a few stages, get a red power-up, and then you can probably skip some bosses' desperation attacks a lot easier.
Yeah, we'll see.
You don't actually need the invincibility glitch for this section, it just makes my life a lot easier.
I mean, sometimes you have to be up for a challenge. Can you talk about how awful the weapon switching is in this game?
Yeah. Well, fortunately we don't switch weapons a lot.
Well, that's good.
So, here's our bulldozer attack.
Oh my god, this thing is so bad. How do you like it?
This fight is actually where it's bad.
Oh my goodness. Can't believe this is actually a weapon. This makes topspin look wonderful. I don't know what else to say.
And you can actually skip that phase.
Yeah. It's hard though.
I found it easier if you just bounce on top of him to skip him.
Wait, did you have a shortcut to use an E-tank?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just select.
I
Oh god.
In so many other games.
Oh no, the hat. I know, right?
Exposed.
Wrong button to skip cutscenes here.
Unreal. You know, not intuitive at all.
What am I running this on? I'm not even sure. This is Darbian's computer.
This is a computer. We are running this on a computer.
Shoutouts to bad haircuts.
Shoutouts to sitting on boxes, by the way.
Yeah,
Shout out to
seriously.
Bob Ross as a scientist.
Shout out to Dr. Spike Vegeta.
Ruined!
So we have blades. Let's go fight an electric boss here.
Can you classify a rogue robot as a happy little accident?
Maybe.
So I don't think this is the fastest strat, but let's just use this a little bit. It moves kind of fast.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Now I know why I don't watch a speedrun of this game.
Maybe. Shouts to average citizen, by the way. Mm.
Oh my god.
So
For the fans.
it's not as fast, but it actually is pretty effective.
What's the next fastest?
Just going, honestly. Like everything else in the game, you should just use grenades on anything that's really big in the way,
Agreed.
and otherwise just go.
So just blow it up.
I mean, who doesn't love blowing stuff up?
So
That's fair.
Brandish is kind of hiding out in the background of the stage. The nice thing about the bulldozer is as soon as you crash into an enemy, you could basically just dash immediately. Sometimes it's faster to just kill enemies from across the room than to actually dash over to absorb them. This is a story. I don't know.
I wonder what happens if you actually don't have Rand there.
They just keep following you around outside but don't actually do anything.
Wow.
So
What
we
you're
can
saying
just-
is he's useless.
Pretty much.
Oh, anti-shoutouts to turbines.
Shouts to turbines.
I said anti-shoutouts.
So this was also one of the beta stages. Alright, we made it. And probably has the worst designed obstacle in this entire game coming up here.
Awful.
Fortunately, it's not too bad, but we're going to see what happens.
It's awful.
What?
Is it better than Mega Man 3 pit jumps?
Anything is better than these turbines. Anything.
So basically, if you look at the Mighty Number 5 transformation here, Beck has this little antenna on the front of his head. You wait for that to basically start really getting into the pink-purple turbine, and that's when you hold down to dash, which apparently is more of a slide. And as long as you hold it, you go a little further than just tapping it, and you'll make it under.
That was legit the most frustrating thing in this game, I feel. Just that turbine.
Let's just get this health. 9 out of 10 times, Patch will give me a small health, which is not that useful, but whatever.
Look at a mash. What a masher.
Shouts to Darkman's blind fight against this boss.
Shoutouts.
What'd you do in your blind fight?
I used missile and ice. I didn't think the sword did enough damage.
You were using the sword spin, which is like the charged version of it.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, that's what you were doing.
That's true. It sucks. I didn't realize.
Yeah, the charged version.
LB Creed is exactly right. That turbine section is kind of garbage.
It's entirely garbage. It's the worst part of this game.
It actually is. It's the worst obstacle in the game.
And that's saying something, because call is a thing.
We'll get to that in a few more stages. So, this next stage, Mighty Number 8 stage, a lot of people have a lot of complaints about the stage.
I love the concept of this stage. It's just, they could have executed it better.
I completely agree. So, this stage is actually a big loop. We're supposed to be hunting the sniper, and if you follow the lines coming out of the sniper rifle...
Yo.
If you follow the lines, you'll find him. So normally you come here, you attack him. We're not going to do that.
Oh!
What?
What?
What? Why?
What's going on? What are you doing? This is not it. This is not intended gameplay.
So what's supposed to happen is you shoot him enough times and he says, let's actually just go to the boss room and get this over with. So normally you just shoot him with whatever, but we're going to use his weakness, which actually fires 5 shots kind of in an arc out in front of you. Normally it takes about 4 cycles to actually take him out. Whoa. But we're hopefully going to do this in 3.
Huh.
I want to really get it close, so I'm going to even really damage boost in. I tend to have better luck from behind him. Chandeliers, I think you can just climb up in front. There are some magic spots like right in front of his hat that I hear is also like a really good place to go for like not getting hit by him while you do it. Also, after a little while, these lines show up, and the first time you come into these rooms, these wires are not here, so it's really easy to get caught off guard.
We're definitely shooting right now.
The fact that he appears again means I did the shade skip, as we call it, right?
You just saved so much time.
It's about a minute. A lot of people will just dash in the stage their first playthrough, go right into the wire, get insta-killed, because they just don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
It's kind of cheap, but at the same time, I don't really buy that complaint, because a lot of games have like a gotcha that happens once.
I'm not
The
okay
bigger
with it.
problem is that stage has no checkpoints until you get here.
Ridiculous.
Ugh.
I really like this as a boss too. I think this is really fantastic.
So this is actually his weakness.
It doesn't seem like
The thing is, like, you need to hit him with all the shots for it to really affect him.
That's really neat.
And at this point, he's going to go in his desperation attack, and we can't hurt him.
Can you actually skip this?
It's possible, but it's basically the pattern of, like, do you actually do enough damage while he's jumping around the room to be able to skip it?
I like his voice acting.
This is the same voice actor that did Spike in
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. Thank you.
Really?
What's his name? Steve Blum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So he's got a good voice. Everybody seems to agree with that. Shade skip is kind of hard. It's a little RNG-ish. I have a lot more luck when I hit him from behind. The only thing is the chandeliers, you want to climb up, and do not have a red power-up when you do it. It just won't work then. It's kind of like Fantoon in a way, where like you want to hit him with specific patterns to do as much damage as possible. So if you think my puns are bad, shoutouts to Avi.
Shout out to Avi.
Avi is my favorite Mighty Number.
Gee, I wonder why.
He's basically a news copter that is hilarious.
Avi's the best.
Shouts to this jump being impossible. Shouts to this one up being over here.
Yo,
Shout outs to shout outs.
shout out to shout outs.
Yeah.
Shouts to testing.
I think they had a spelling error there.
It's
I don't
good
think they
enough.
did.
It's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's better than nothing. Excuse me.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa.
we don't go
Whoa. I thought we weren't going to say that.
I mean, somebody had to.
I'm here to prove the game is better than nothing.
It is better than nothing. I will agree with that.
So there's some wind here that's pushing us around while we're jumping.
They left. Unbelievable. less platforms there. I feel like that was like a developer thing. Like, you know, we just need to get faster through these stage.
They should just hire us to bug test it for them.
It'd save a lot of money.
So here comes a mini boss. If you have the red power up here, because you actually absorb it, and it's only one missile to turn these guys red. These guys on the Wii U version, by the way, just look awful. It's like Nintendo 64 era, a box with the image of a missile turret spray painted on the side.
Wow.
I only saw that in Spike Vegeta's blind playthrough of this game, and it really was kind of like, what? So that's that guy.
Should have kept to one system.
I like, you need the red power up there just to make that fight slightly faster.
Right.
So there's Avi. He tries to burn the ship down, and then Shade comes, shoots all of his guys. So the only thing Shade does is make that cutscene
Are you saying he's trying
easier.
to burn to the ground?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Come on, game. Ah, okay. Missed the cycle. Nadua!
Based in a duo.
So Shade's weapon is that like little sniper shot.
Wow.
Looks like Gemini shot.
It does a little bit. It's like what the Gemini laser should have been, honestly.
Nah, it's laggy.
There's something special about the Gemini laser that this doesn't have.
What
That's
is
true.
I don't know. Charm. Lag.
You think the lag is the charm?
Maybe.
Do you
I
want
think
to do
they
that?
called it Mighty Number 9 because it's a spiritual sequel to X8.
I should not have actually switched
Why
weapons
is it
here, but
next
whatever.
By the way,
You really don't like this game, do you?
No, I like the game actually.
Why? You would not
Just
be able
hold
to
right
tell
here.
this thing.
I mean, I've made the poor choice of
The
buying
more
this
you
game,
complain
too.
about minor things, the more you like the game.
Fair enough.
They just made a lot of questionable decisions with this game.
Why
But the
take-
core mechanics of the game are solid.
Why take platforms when you can fly?
Yeah,
Exactly.
since whenever you're dashing, the wind affects you a lot more. You can actually get pushed up by the wind. You don't need to really grab anything except your jumping is a lot faster, but you can just dash back and forth and the wind will take you all the way up. So this boss fight kind of sucks, but as long as you have these ricocheting shots that kind of seek, you're good.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Now the trick is you need the weapon energy meter to kind of fill up at a decent rate for you, because you could be stuck with 2 shots and you don't have enough of the third, so you really want him to kind of do this now and again, just to let your weapon energy fill up. Also, you can only have 2 of those shots on the screen at a time, so make sure the first one hits before you fire the third. Shouts to desperation attacks.
Shout out to useless desperation attack.
Yeah, pretty much. This just in. Please stand by. Shouts to Avi. I'm gonna keep saying shoutouts.
Shoutouts to shoutouts.
Yo, this boss fight was
Shoutouts
fast
to
and
me.
easy.
Nice.
He was dead. Dead, just flying.
I need a drink.
I'm way ahead of you.
What's up, dude?
So how's this game running on the computer right
Is
now?
that the dodecahedron?
The dodecahedron.
And
And
Borna.
and Infinite and Grid and
LV
Warpmaster.
Creed,
Man,
do
we
not
got-
insult Cryo.
Man, we got a chat going.
So this is Pyro stage. Pyro stage has a lot of enemies. There's a lot of fire going around. It's hard to not get hit in it.
So we don't
But if you remember back to the beginning of this game, we have an invincibility glitch we just haven't used in a while. So
there's a lot of shit going on.
cheers in the world.
yo, Beckingsdale. Avi's gonna just keep throwing different things on the end of the word Bex for the entire run.
Yes, he is.
He's puntastic.
He's not even really puntastic. He's just using, I don't know what you would call it.
Cab, if you had to be a mighty number, would you be Avi?
Yes,
That's not a number.
without a doubt. Number 6.
I don't know what number.
Sadly,
Avi
he's
is.
number 6, not number 5, but I'll go for it. I've not gone all the way through the credits to find out what my actual number is in the back.
Me neither.
I have actually found one.
Have you?
How do
Yeah.
you find yours?
They emailed us at one point saying what our backer number was.
Oh.
I can't find the email, dude.
Have you
Really?
signed into the website?
No. Never did.
I heard the credits were like insanely long.
They're
We
2
just set
hours
the whole place
long.
on fire. Oh well.
There's like 3 times the length of the run.
Really?
Yeah. Just invincibility.
It's because we're not invincible to spikes. I'm just gonna stay down here. One thing to remember, right, is you actually. That's supposed to be insta kill, by the way.
Unbelievable. This guy's just swagging now.
This
Yeah,
guy's
pretty
just
much.
cheating it out, man.
Shouts to Avi saving us from that little section. And this last section, you could YOLO it. You could do the invincibility glitch. We had bulldozer strats here for a little bit, actually, so that if you go forward into a fireball, it won't affect you. But if one hit you from above, you were still dead.
Yeah.
So this boss is kind of annoying. Avi's weapon only lets you have 1 propeller on the screen at a time. So we're just going to switch back to it a second time and get a second propeller.
Yo, literally cheating.
Pretty much.
Yeah, shoutouts to the Spike Vegeta for beating us with the Buster.
So, shoutouts to Spike Vegeta for winning this fight with the Buster. So if he runs into me right now, while he's blue at least, which is only that after that desperation attack, it is insta-kill. He just gives you a hug and it's all over.
I actually found out if you escape from it, you still die.
He gives you a hug. Fire.
Yeah, his burning passion is too much for you.
Yeah.
Would you say he wants to burn you to the ground?
I am really actually disappointed he didn't say burn to the ground at any
Sort
point in
of am
time.
too.
It was really a letdown playing this game.
I don't think they really appreciate the meme that is burned
I
to
don't
the
think they
ground.
do.
It's a good meme.
So despite the fact the first 4 robots in this game were basically Mega Man 1 weaknesses, this time fireworks on ice. This stage starts as the only water stage in the game, and you can jump out of dashes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. You fall really slowly in water.
Oh my god, the strat. The downward dash.
So Avi's weapon actually lets you jump a little higher, fall a little slower. It's a lot of fun. And before we had the invincibility in Pyro stage, I was trying to like really use that a lot there.
You can't dash up, right?
No.
Alright, I didn't think so.
What? This looks dangerous. It's free.
Wow.
Then I think if you had dash up, it would just make the game too free.
This was the 3rd beta stage, by the way, and I very much gave them feedback. You realize that if you don't fix this, I'm just going to dash over the top, right? And here we are, so...
They're a loss.
Yeah, I told them.
I just...
So,
I don't understand the point of the beta thing.
yeah. Well, it did actually fix bugs.
Did it?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they fixed many.
Believe me, they did.
Yo, it's the Pong.
So, there was a strat there for using Avi to fly over the top. But getting the red power up here for the grenades is too good. Makes that a lot easier. Same with this room.
That was the grenades.
5-star weapon.
That's probably an understatement.
That's why we get a perk.
Yo, I haven't had a room that clean in forever.
Congrats.
Yo.
Yo.
Look at this guy. Just God gaming all over the place. First he destroys me yesterday, now he's just getting clean rooms.
Not only destroyed you, prepared to destroy you with a condolences card.
It's true.
Which is just one
Whoa,
of the greatest.
this is probably the worst room in the game, by the way. I mean, once you take out that one instance of the turbines, that's... So Pyro's weapon sucks. I want to let this pun get through, by the way. Flush number 2.
Wow.
I don't know what to say.
That is cab tier.
Well, that's why I stopped there.
No,
So-
that's below cap tier. That's
Below cab tier.
or above, you know. Not even cap would go to that
Whatever
level.
direction we're going in.
So really with this boss, you want to wait for her cannon to come out, and then you do that. She falls on her back.
Hey. Wow, that's a powerful weakness. Holy crap.
That's not good.
That's definitely not good. Get her.
But we're one.
Snap at it.
Optimally, you don't get frozen.
Wow.
Am I glad to see you?
Mighty number 2 actually is puntastic. In fact, most mighty numbers have at least one line that they end with, I need to remember to tell Cryo that one. Like, even they know she's the punster.
Just, I don't know. I question some of the dialogue.
So for those of you who are actually following the plot of this game, there's a corporation called Dynacorp that is blaming this whole thing on some guy like, I think Bill Blackwell is a doctor or something like that.
Yeah.
No,
It's
no,
some
no,
doctor.
it's not that. It's,
Oh, no,
it's
that guy
Dr.
looks like-
Blackwell.
Like Dr. Robotnik's like jolly.
I don't want
brother.
to go all the way into it, but he's in a maximum security prison, and for some reason we're going to send Call, who's totally not roll out to rescue him. Not to rescue him, but to go question him about what the hell is going on with everything.
Can we take a moment to say how bad Call is?
So there was a Kickstarter, I think a stretch goal, to put in a stage where you could play as Call. And I would agree that, like, in principle, yeah, let's play as Call. This sounds cool. But the mechanics are so different from playing as Beck. You have no absorption. You can only have one shot on the screen at a time. And you're not even really killing enemies that much in your stage. You're mostly dodging them.
I have no one to
Or
blame.
stunning them.
I have nobody to blame but myself
Jeff.
for this.
Jeff says, platformers are like porn. The plot doesn't matter.
So, yeah, the plot really doesn't matter. So, a lot of people complain about the plot, but at the same time, I like to remind them, this is the guy that said it wasn't Dr. Wily, it was Mr. X, so...
Dash over them.
So, this room's really going to exemplify what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Dragon Lord, boo.
Here's
Sucks.
Call, and here's an enemy rush room. And we just basically can't kill anything.
Unbelievable.
So
What
we're
a
basically just stuck waiting for these bombs to kill themselves.
room. What a room, dude.
Cabby, may I appreciate
Ow.
this chat comment. Does that mean that Cryo's area can be called a pungent?
A pungent? A pungent. Probably. So we basically have to stand here and just shoot everything a lot.
Call, man.
I'm surprised the bombs don't blow all their shit up.
These guys. Shout out to Xbox
Yeah.
One's controllers being terrible to mash with, by the way.
Nice smash. I'm impressed.
Oh, are you using the wire controller there?
Oh, that's bad.
That's
Enjoy the music at least.
Sure.
Wow, really? One more.
Got one shot.
Still quick enough for the game, I guess.
cool. Clear.
Is this a 0-2 mission? Well, I didn't want that, but whatever. I want what's in this box, but I want the cover.
I just want to make a comment that.
So, early in the stage, the game says something about use the action button, and you say to yourself, what the hell is that? It's actually R2, the button that you need to use some of Beck's dashes. So this section kind of... You can do this a little faster by dropping down a lot. This white line I'm on, that's where you want to be. Let's do that a little bit.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's a nice visual cue for getting through that section.
this boss is dumb.
It is.
This boss is really dumb. So shout out to Sigma's dog.
Before it became Sigma's dog.
Shout out
you're,
to
uh,
Belgara.
If you're paying attention to cutscenes in this game, Avi actually calls you in the prison somehow and tells you how to deal with this guy. So this was a 3-minute stage, and now we have a 3-minute boss.
Oh, I cannot believe that's what you're
I
gonna
know.
do there.
Fine, play.
So basically, you shoot its eye out, and we get to play a little roulette here on, do we get a bomb or one of these sentry drone things? If it eats a sentry drone, it gets its eye back, and we do a little more damage this way. Apparently, that's the only place we can actually shoot it. Or it eats a bomb and it explodes. Now, you might think this boss is RNG hell. It's not nearly as much as you might think, though. Really, the first 4 boxes are always going to be 2 bombs, 2 droids. So you're going to get down to that 5th cycle every time in the same situation. Yo, it's a bomb.
Oh, nice.
Now, there is actually a glitch that works against you most of the time in this fight, where you might eat something and it doesn't actually do anything. Whether the bomb doesn't explode or the camera doesn't give him his eye back. There's one corner case where this works, where if the if he misses getting his camera back from one drone, but then the 5th cycle is a bomb, it actually does enough damage to kill him anyway, and then you don't have to shoot at the camera one time.
Yo, bomb.
Oh, bomb.
Yo.
I guess I know what the 4th one is.
So the 4th one should be a droid.
Droid. Is it the one you're looking for?
How's it going?
Good. Good. How are you doing?
Doing alright.
All right.
Dealing with some dogs.
Yeah.
This ball's stupid.
Is this one of those point where like a cat lover should be jumping in the chat saying something about dogs? I don't know.
Well,
Shout. Can we get some Franker Z's going, I guess?
Why not?
Because I don't know what else to do here.
Yeah.
Yo, the camera's back. There we
How's it
go.
going?
Shouts to Eldad Dog. So the real question at this point is, what will Cycle 5 be? Will we get a bomb and save a couple of seconds from having to shoot out the eye?
I'll say bomb.
Bomb.
A bomb.
Camera.
Bomb. Or are we gonna get a droid? Aw, really?
God damn.
Really, game?
Frickin'
This is
dragon.
not the droid you're looking for.
Dragon the troll.
Yep.
Alright, that's that.
Would you say she rose to the call?
She rose to the call.
She definitely.
She answered the call?
Answers the call. Actually, the achievement for beating this stage, because there's like an achievement for beating every stage, is roll call,
Wow.
Wow.
which just works on multiple levels. Sub 5 for the stage. That's surprising considering how bad that one fight was.
What's your
Also,
what's your
shoutouts to
opinion of Call?
Dr. Sonda in the back there being like, yeah!
Yeah.
What's your opinion of call?
I kind of get what they were going for. I don't really mind the soulless robot thing too much. I know a lot of people really don't. I just wish she was a better playable character.
Yeah.
And you can't play co-op until you unlock her.
So welcome to the
Who would
stage
want to play call?
that makes you
Whoever
actually use
gets
the
destroyed on
weapons.
the stick.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, actually, use those things you've been collecting all game.
What things? Who uses weapons? Wait, how are you already over here? What are they? Oh.
So now we're starting to get into the glitch of a bad
Or
one,
somewhere else.
where sometimes it just registers two inputs when I only push the button once. That's why you shot the grenade, it blew up, and then you shot another grenade there.
Yo, nice.
I always thought that was a myth. And then I bought the game a couple days ago, and I'm like, why is this happening?
That's actually a lot harder to get through with the text on the screen. Nice. So these computer cords are weak to ice. You actually don't want to get it into the second absorption phase right away, because otherwise, if you don't absorb from a boss right away, it actually heals while you're not absorbing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a few points you want to strategically deal damage. Shouts to Dedua.
Nadua.
There was only one opportunity yesterday and we both failed.
You can actually also hit that switch with a grenade.
Oh.
What? You can hit that with a grenade?
Yeah.
No, I hit it with the grenade. That's what I did. Oh, it is the sword. Okay.
So this is stage 1 boss again. He's probably going to go up to the ceiling now, though. Nice. We got him.
Kill.
Fine, play.
So how's this game handling so far on this computer?
Pretty good.
Because I know there is a known memory leak.
It's handling just fine. The game does crash a lot, and it likes to crash a lot in this room, actually.
Well,
So this room, I just call it the busy room. There's this nice back and forth between all the family of mighty numbers in the background right now, which is actually kind of cool.
I agree.
Except I can't tell what the hell is going on this screen right now.
Nope. Too busy.
And there's a lot of effects going on. This room is a good concept that probably should have just been a cutscene.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then get the enemy rush without all this action going on.
Yeah.
Cryo does occasionally actually freeze one of these robots, though. Let's use the Guts Dozer one more time.
Oh,
So, one thing here, it pops you in the air whenever you hit something.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
I like this boss.
So, this is totally not D-Rex.
What? This? You mean this is X1?
Ah, that's what he's weak to. I actually felt in the blind playthrough, this is my favorite boss.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shouts to
Yo,
one
that's
cycle.
cool.
Nice.
So basically, 8 shots will stun it, and you have a very tight window to be able to one-cycle it. If you find out early on you're not going to one-cycle it, don't get the third absorption so you don't get the desperation attack. because that itself takes like a minute. Even though it's pretty easy to dodge the attack and not take damage, it's a whole lot of time.
What do you use to avoid it?
Avi, you hold a propeller over your head, it blows up all the missiles.
So like an umbrella.
Yeah. So after all this, the evil scientist that was imprisoned years ago is like, yeah, I had nothing to do with this. That idiot who is in charge of the Dyna Corporation probably revived this project for a robot that is designed to evolve continuously without regard to what it's doing. So go figure. You tell a robot, go and make yourself stronger, and it does.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know, right? So we're here to stop it.
Now it's super strong.
Shoutouts to enemies that appear over your health bar and you can't see them.
Yeah. So the top right here, top left, there is actually another enemy up there. And you have to kill it before that one appears on the right.
Great game design.
Top tier.
Top tier.
So I do need to make sure I absorb enough of these
So the question
guys
is,
to
excellent, but
actually
not top
keep...
tier.
I do need to make sure I absorb enough of these guys to make sure I keep weapon energy. So now we can actually play the stage. So the theme for this stage is going to eventually be these blocks that you shoot a few times, and they turn into blocks that don't hurt you when you touch them. The only thing is, if you go far enough away from them, they respawn, so that's your defense against getting stuck. But it also makes some of it a little confusing, like, how do you get through here?
Yeah, I know how to...
That one... Yeah, that's a spot that the first time through this game is very confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah. There's a section up here?
So if you come up from the right side, that passage is actually walled off because some walls kind of lift up on you. You could get the invincibility glitch in the stage, but you have to lose it there when you switch weapons. So I'm gonna try.
This auto-scroller.
I'm gonna try and get it on this elevator. It's not needed. It's one of those things that's like, why not have invincibility?
May I say, it's just you don't really know where to go in this auto-scroller. It's not very like obvious.
That's true.
It's kind of annoying.
There's a couple of gaps in the bottom right that are hard to see at first. That wasn't it. There's some health in the bottom left right here too, but really you want to use one of these two bottom right passages. Preferably the first one. Shouts to SM Dub because you can actually go underneath this wall a little bit.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I think in my casual playthrough I went under.
Sure, God.
When everybody in the race was going over.
I went over with Avi for a long time actually, but basically take out the weapon switch. Shouts to Morton's Castle.
Yeah, I was
Now I do
wondering-
want full weapon energy for this. It just kind of refills on its own.
What do you think? Eddie wasn't a bro.
So shoutouts to Yellow Devil. Even if
Shoutouts
he's
to
purple.
Yellow Devil, dude.
We're gonna try and get a one cycle again.
What should we call this one?
Purple Devil.
Purple Dove? Sounds legit.
Wow, he's biting him. Holy shit, he's biting him! He's biting
Yo,
him!
Whoa, easy devil.
Oh, what a god!
You really do need to kind of just mash on that, and as soon as you see the life meter start flashing, tap dash. It's nice when you see chat saying it's incoming and you have it. So shouts, here's the final boss.
This boss sucked.
What am I doing here?
I don't know.
You tell us.
Wow.
Freaking pop trail, dude.
So you only want 2 absorptions here to not trigger the desperation phase.
I didn't realize that was a phase. Or a desperation attack.
So here's a fun fact about the blade weapon. While you're slashing, you tend to not get hit by projectiles.
Yo. That's how that works.
Caleb Hart actually originally was fighting the Purple Devil the first phase of this by just standing in front slashing a lot. And that's actually quite it's effective. It's just not as effective as the grenades.
Right.
That was like the first week of the game being released. But still.
let's go.
Orb?
Nice.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice.
Shall we watch the credits?
Is that within like 2 minutes?
Can we find Conster's mighty number?
Costa, we can't watch the credits. We have to go bowling at 11.
Yeah, we actually probably won't be able to go bowling if we watch the credits. We won't even get to the next run. The credits go by that fast, they go by really slow, which is really disappointing because if you're a backer, you want to find your name in the credits.
Hey.
So is it like backer number, or do you get like a mighty number?
It's
The
a
backer
mi-
number is your mighty number. I think they start at like 900 or something.
It's your money number plus either your alias or your name, what you decide to give.
Yeah. So I think Mr. Cab is somewhere in the credits in the 20,000s.
I can't
I
remember.
believe it.
But, like, this doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything until it's on screen. Like,
But you can't like search for a number.
Yeah, that would have been, a good
You know,
feature.
Smart.
yeah, it would have.
So, our Dr. Light guy goes and talks to the other scientists. Says, like, yeah, we did the thing.
Spoilers, they're brothers.
Jeff, we didn't go.
Are they brothers or
It
are they
was
father
too
and
late.
son?
Brothers.
Brothers, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's actually a cutscene that